No, I love this. This game is great. I'm just saying. And if you haven't played this, or especially if you haven't played the first game, I highly recommend taking a look if you've enjoyed any of this whatsoever, because it is the writing is very good, the gameplay is cool. I highly recommend it. We love ourselves a good loophole. I'm gonna throw some threes at this because we need to get working. Is everyone else a sleeper too? No, we are the only sleeper. Everybody else is, well, we're the only sleeper of the crew that we have here. There are other sleepers, to be certain. And there are many, many, many other sleepers out in the world. It is just that we are, because we're an escapee. We're a fugitive. We're on the run from the corporation that made us. Everyone else treats us as such as well. Mostly mostly sympathetic, because we're kind of in a place where everyone else is kind of just trying to survive, and they're not going to like throw us into the trash or anything like that. But they might try to take advantage of us. Is an important thing to remember there. I'm going to buy myself a little meal. Bella's Shirazi salad is a sharp bite and a freshness that is rarely found outside of the Belt's farming communities. Tasty. Debris dealers, eh? We could sell the processed scrap we have. We've been sitting on that for a bit. The Hollow has plenty of raw scrap around, but high-quality processed plate is of significant value here. We've been sitting on this for a while. I think this is where to sell it. How much do we get off of it? 30 cryo? Whoa! That's a pretty good deal, yeah. Sharp salad like citrus? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe something sharp like really fresh apple slices. Cut you. We got 700 cryo now. That's wild. We're eating good out here, friends. We are eating good. The ones are just they're too bad. They're too bad. I'm not going to use those ones. They just feel bad. The Stray is part of the crew now, but she still likes to spend time in her little nest in the supply store. Still got to keep feeding her. You put supplies in the special feeder Bliss set up. The Stray purrs and rubs against your side as she glides over to eat. Yay! I don't think I have to feed her every day, but I like to. Let's end the cycle here. I might have to do a flyby and go back to the green. Well, I have to go. You know what? I have to go back to the green belt anyway. We're waiting 6 cycles for the green belt to refresh anywho, so it's not a big deal. Let's see here. We're gonna go hit the hollow core again. We're gonna do some more exploration, intercept some signals, see what we can understand about this place a little bit better. There's a certain charm to the jingles, monologues, and music that bounce around of the inside of the hollow. And then one more 6. That feels unnecessary. Let's put a 4 in there. That feels unnecessary. Let's put a 3 in there. Because the 4 and a 3 won't change anything for this, but if I get an opportunity to have a better run somewhere else, or with a better skill of mine, then I can turn that 4 into a 5. That actually, that'd be pretty good. Another new location, the Sunward Pole. Help with repairs. Help with repairs, you say? The signaling station in the pole is paying a small fee to anyone who helps seal up the damage sustained in a recent explosion. You've heard that a drifting Conway munition may have been responsible for the damage to the pole, but is that just a rumor? Well, looks like we got ourselves a new gig. Conway Aftermath. You made good progress. The other volunteers are impressed. You get the feeling they've worked with a sleeper before. Interesting. Yeah, so I would say that the sleepers are rare out here, but they're not so rare that people don't recognize what they are, if that makes sense. You had to work sealing up layers of broken units. This explosion, whatever caused it, must have been huge. Oh. No, I don't want to sell the data because There's a machine that's printing off vehicle pieces over. Oh man, now I remember all that. Okay, I thought about selling this Selheim data, but I do not want to sell it. I need to hold on to that for later. Yep, we need to hold on to that for another time. We'll take care of that in the future. We have no more dice, so that's fine. I will throw a die into the isolate bay though, because I think I just lose energy at anything if I don't get this. Yeah, that's not the end of the world. Was the hollow a place in the first game? I don't think so. I'm sure it was in the greater universe, but we really only spent time on the Eye, which was another like massive station. Whereas this game, we're bouncing from station to station to station to station. Let's check out the Sunward Pole. Let's keep working on this. This gets us money. This gets us a new thing to do. Yeah, those were good numbers. You're right. Some good rolls. Let's put a 4 into a 5. There we go. And then a 5 into a 6. And there we go. The worst of the damage has been repaired, and the hollow's pole can start to be repopulated.
What do you mean, fried, Kimball? Our station depends on that array.
The voice echoes out of one of the Sunward Pole's cramped bays, tucked up in the ceiling of the hollow. Though you were tired from a shift spent sealing leaks in the shattered section of the station, you still can't help but listen in.
I have been patient, Kimball. But now with the repairs almost done, you're telling me we can't broadcast anyway?
Voice comes from a doorway nearby, and as you float past, you glance inside. You see a woman facing away, addressing the back of a man half buried in the guts of some complex machine.
I'm sorry, Kimball, she concludes, but that just feels malicious.
Kimball also seems like a name I should recognize. The man, presumably Kimball, mumbles something in response, though you do not catch it through the wires and mechanisms that surround him. The woman quickly turns and spots you peering in through the doorway. She gives you a curious look. Oh. She quickly smiles. Hello! She closes the distance. I'm Cyrene. She offers a hand. I've seen you working on the repairs. She tilts her head. We appreciate your efforts. Happy to help. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball and then back to you. How do you feel? She pauses, calculating. About the war in the inner system. Corporate cruelty? Couldn't have put it better myself. Did you know that Senate Stat has already started shipbuilding at Cinza? Cyrene watches you for your response. Senate Stat? You're kidding me, right? The corporation that started up the CAN channel at the heart of the system. Triggered the war with Conway? She glances back at Kimball. You hearing this? You hear a grunt from Kimball, his head still buried in the machine's innards. It is unclear if it is in reference to what was said, or is just the sound of repairs going poorly. We, Cyrene places a hand on her chest, are the Hellion Dispatches, the only pirate radio station in the Starward Belt. She lifts her chin proudly. We keep the system up to date on shifts in the system's power structures and the ongoing corporate war, all through the voices of the Hellions' own residents. Kimball grunts again, and a shower of sparks bursts from the machine behind Cyrene. Or, at least we did, before our transmitter got fried. Cyrene looks suddenly crestfallen. What happened?
What did you do?
All that repair work you've been giving you time to? That was all caused by a Conway autonomous munition trained on our scent. Cyrene's eyes flash with anger. A mumble comes from Kimball as he pushes a handful of wiring out of his way.
I do know for sure, Kimball. Why else would it come so deep into the belt to hit the hollow at a broadcast site?
Cyrene turns back, hands on hips. Kimball responds with a shrug.
Either way, straight after that attack, we found our gear had been tampered with. Sabotaged.
Kimball grunts.
Yes, Kimball, or just looted. Either way, we are now quiet. And when we are quiet, the war continues unobserved.
Cyrene folds her arms and looks away, defeated. What do you need? My crew's looking for work.
I'm sure you are, same as any other crew in the belt. But trust me when I say pirate radio does not pay. Cyrene sighs. Look, we need a new broadcast array. A better broadcast array.
Cyrene glances over her shoulder.
We don't quite have the reach we'd like. Where you get one, that's another problem. We're talking pre-collapse tech here. It's not something we could just build ourselves.
Kimball mutters something from the depths of the machine.
Yeah, Holmes Rock isn't a bad idea, Cyrene supplies. It used to be a relay station for Solheim, so it stands to reason they'd have arrays. And then there's the terminal there. Kimball's been bugging me to dig out some engine components for him to crack open and use in his repairs. God knows what kind of repairs he'd need those for, but that's what he says.
Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball but receives no response. You both stare at his broad shoulders for a moment as a thin trail of smoke begins to emerge from the machine.
Now, maybe we can do a little fundraising here on the Hollow. What we can get, we happily hand over.
Cyrene shakes her head.
But I'm telling you now, it won't be a lot.
See what I can do. I gotta go back to Holmes Rock because I want to print off some more engine components so we could eventually, possibly, upgrade our rig.
We'd appreciate it. Hell, the people of the Hellion system would appreciate it.
She glances over her shoulder.
I think Kimball would appreciate it too.
You leave Cyrene and Kimball to the repairs, making note of the engine components and wideband array they will need to get back on the air. It's hard to tell if the job will be worth your time, but then again, as someone as knowledgeable as Cyrene might be a useful asset. Good to know, good to know! Always more drives! Alright, so I gotta give him two engine components, which sucks, because if I give him the engine components, then I won't have enough to fix to upgrade my own ship. But, I mean, our ship's doing fine, you know what I mean? Like, I want more engine components. I probably can buy some more at maybe the scrapyard we're kind of going towards eventually here, but man, wouldn't it be nice if I could fix my shitty little ship that I have here? But I can't. Not yet. Let's keep working on our shrooms. Kimball looks familiar or sounds familiar. I'm wondering if Kimball was the guy who helped us lose our tracker in the first game, but I cannot recall. I'd have to go and look, and I mean, I'm not looking right now, so whoops. Let's throw that one in there and see how it go. That was Flint? That was Flint. Okay, never mind. I forget, ones just suck. There's not really anything to be done with a one while I'm still sitting here. Okay, here we go. Guess it's time to go do some more travel. No, we could burn these. Why did I take a cycle here? I didn't need to take a cycle here, and then I took a cycle here. Why did I do that? It's fine. Let's finish isolating the bay. See if we can get this going in the meantime. I know what I took a cycle for, because I'm a genius. Because the green belt needs more time. Obviously. I'm just so smart that I remembered to do that. Of course. Of course I did. I'm just such a smart boy. That's why. Not because I was just clicking buttons because they were fun to click. That would be ridiculous. All right, we're gonna drop these here. See if I can become a fungus farmer. We're getting close. Getting close to becoming a bona fide fungus farmer. Ooh, so close. All right, let's get out of here. Well, we know we have an easy, safe place to get back now, so we can go back to the green belt again. Reload on supplies there. The biosphere, once barren, is transformed. Where it was once dry and gray, it now swirls with amber dust. A hazy cloud cut through with the bone-white tendrils of steppe silk. Aki, in mask and goggles, lets the biosphere's circulating air play with the end of her scarf, twirling and twisting, even threatening to rip it from her neck. That scarf, she has explained, is woven from the bast fibers of the steppe silk itself. That is why this place is known as Weaver's Fields, for the workshops of Greenbelt residents creating fabric from its steppe silk fibers. Weavers who fled from the Ember's steppe, and those taught afresh by Aki herself.
Isn't it beautiful?
Aki asks, her eyes glowing.
Ember's steppe reborn on this rock, but not as an archive, as something new. The plants themselves are reconfigured. The steppe silk adapts well to the microgravity, even thrives, and the dust itself becomes a cloud that surrounds it.
Aki points to a tendril stretching across the space.
What was once a burrowing plant is now a bridging plant. Like us, it projects itself across empty space, pushing out into its new conditions.
Aki looks at you.
Sorry, I'm rambling. This place does that to me.
Her chuckle is muffled by her mask. It is beautiful. Aki bows.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let's leave the dust house. We can talk more easily outside.
She shepherds you through some nearby double doors, the space between blasting you with air to clean away the dust. You find yourself in a sparse room, racks of unfamiliar tools on the wall, slit-like windows looking out into the amber dust storm.
This is just the beginning for us.
Aki has slipped off her mask, and her voice is crisp and bright above the rumbling of the air recyclers.
The steppe silk is already being harvested, retted, and woven. This is no synthetic fiber from the dark side looms. This is a natural fabric, out here in this unnatural place.
Aki brushes a little dust away.
We will trade it and get what Greenbelt needs to stay stable, to feed its people. I am the administrator, but the workers are the owners here, and we will make a future for ourselves from our work.
Aki shrugs.
We control our path. What more could we want?
Silence falls in the room, and the idea of such a future is so desirable that it is almost painful. An idea that haunts you. Anything important after Cat happened? We found out a pirate radio station needs a new antenna, so we're heading back northward to see if we can find one of those. And we helped Aki create a whole new farm of, it sounds like natural fibers. Yeah, essentially a silk farm that they can then sell the silk for exchange for the stuff that the Greenbelt needs.
You can spend as much time here as you like.
Aki breaks the silence, somehow aware of your thoughts.
I find the noise soothes me.
Thank you. Aki bows gently. Aki pauses.
There's something you want to ask me.
She smiles.
I can see it right there on the tip of your tongue.
Explain about Nemba. Silk comes from bugs, Shadow, not plants. True. But don't you have to grow certain plants in order to attract the silkworms that then create the silk? Aki listens carefully as you talk about the refugees in the far spindle and the possibility of setting up a mutual relationship between them and Greenbelt.
The far spindle is a long way from here.
She sighs.
Come, find me in my unit later. We can discuss more then.
You leave Aki in her dust house, surrounded by the landscape of her homeworld. Yes, also the cat, that's true. The cat has accepted Deborah! It's pretty good. Talk about fiber from a planet. Yes, I know. One of many creatures born on that parched moon that is in the process of transforming into something new. New location, huh? Aki's unit. Oh, man, we got some points. Hold the phone. I'm going to get into it up another point. Yeah, there we go. That feels good. Mulberry leaves. All right. But you buy the bug eggs. Yeah, I get you. Gift spores. Aki is working in her unit. Now the steppe silk is established in the Greenbelt stable. It seems like the right time to bring her Nemba's spores. Bring her Nemba's spores. Just in case that prevents me from continuing to make my own mushroom thing, I'm going to finish off the mushroom mission. Just real quick. The farm is ready. Now it's time to figure out how to harvest. Cute. In 3 cycles, we'll be able to harvest mushrooms and maybe get myself a supply out of it. So every 3 cycles, we're going to get a new supply. That's cute. I like that. All right, let's gift these spores. Aki looks at the crate of spores with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. The well-traveled crate does appear very rough at this point. But hey, we know it works because we just made a whole mushroom. We made a whole mushroom lab inside of our ship just by them leaking out of this crate. Come in. The door of Aki's unit slides open, and you can see her perched at a terminal, her face pale in the blue light of the screen. You have not seen her in this setting before. She seems paler, older when she isn't surrounded by the soft light of the biomes. Just one moment. Her eyes do not leave the screen, and she leans in closer, squinting at some detail. You get the sense that this is her least favorite part of her administrative position. She sighs and looks up. Done. Immediately, her eyes are drawn to the crate you carry. What have you brought me? Spores! Spores? Her eyes light up. Let me see. As she unlocks the worn catches on the crate, you explain about Nemba and his work to feed the refugees in the underhang. You aren't sure Aki is listening, though. She seems too eager to see inside the crate. Aki manages to get the lid open and lifts a dented canister out of the inside. She turns it, peering through the small windows at the dusty-looking translucent sheet curled inside. Spore prints. She looks at you. This is quite a gift. From this Nemba, you said. She carefully slots the canister away. We'll make good use of these. The tunnels under Greenbelt will make an excellent mushroom garden. She smiles to herself. I was lucky enough to be taught how to tend to mushrooms by a true expert. Will you meet Nemba? A meeting. She glances over her shoulder at her terminal. I can't leave Greenbelt, not now. She looks at you sheepishly. I'm a little nervous to ask this of you, given your ferrying back and forth of messages and deliveries. But would you bring Nemba here so we can speak? Gladly. Aki smiles. I hoped that would be the case. A shrill beep begins emanating from Aki's terminal. She smiles. The Weavers. I need to speak to them. You make your way out of the unit as Aki takes a deep breath and accepts the incoming transmission. One more run from the green belt to the far spindle and back again. At least you aren't carrying spores this time. Yeah, we've had a lot of work on our end here, haven't we? Had to keep running back and forth all this time. Just zooming along. There's no canonical spelling of Deborah, by the way. You can spell Deborah however you dang please. I will not hit up on anything there. Wow, that is cheap supplies. It's cheaper here on the green. Both the fuel and the supplies here on the green belt are cheaper than anywhere else. I got to remember that. Those are some good numbers we just picked up. All right, we're going to go to the Hellion Gate. Once again. Della Bra, but the L, O, and P are silent. Powerful, truly. Okay, so we got connect to Nemba and Aki. We'll get that done. Help Hellion dispatches. Got to go to the Holmes Rock. That's right. But I wanted to stop here because I wanted to get some more Solheim signals. So that's what we're gonna do here. Fix a dice slot. Haven't had that need yet. Okay. Yeah. So we are gonna come here, and we're gonna do some data scrapping. Data scraping. Sorry, it's scraping, not scrapping. But I like the idea of us being scrappers. Real scrappy out here in space. Oof. We're okay. We got more Solheim data. I'm gonna see if we can get up to 4. Because I think it was 2 per, maybe? We'll see. Maybe it was more. I don't remember. I forgot, though. I gotta make sure that I'm getting myself, I'll eat a little bit of food from here. I should have I ate something while I was back in the green belt. That's fine. Give a little food to the kitty. And then take a cycle off here. And then we are going to... Those are some bad rolls, my dudes. Some real bad rolls. I don't like that at all. But I need more gas. Ooh, that was bad. If I get another one of those negative runs. Oh, no. Starting to starve out here. God, this station just sucks. I gotta cook another one of my rations here. Yeah, let's do one more run here. See if we can get just a little bit more Solheim data. And more gas. We need more gas. Boy, such middling numbers. Come on, keep scraping. No! Oh, that was real bad. Oh, that was miserably bad. I gotta eat more of my food. Hold on, do I officially now have a mushroom I can cook? Let's grab it. Positive outcome. You do well and gather enough to put it together a full crate of supplies. Seems like your farm is showing its worth. Wow, and it'll be ready for a new supply next cycle? Whoa! This is sustainability, baby. That's nice. That's a good deal. Okay, we're back in. Got more Solheim data. Let's see if I can get up to 6. There we go. That's what I needed. Cool. And then I think we actually still don't have enough gas to get where we need to go, so we might just sit here for one more cycle. Yeah, I need 6 fuel, and I've only got 5. Whoops! I should have had them scavenging fuel this whole time. That's on me. Well, we can do it right now. End the cycle. We're starving again. But they did manage to scavenge some fuel, so I'm going to burn just... I don't think I need more Solheim data, but I could pick up some more scrap while we're in the zone. Cool. And then I'm going to see what happens if I get a full big win on harvesting mushrooms. Oh, okay, so I can't remember if I got a neutral outcome or not the last time, but yeah, I think we just gained 1 supply, and we can do it pretty much every cycle now. Unless, my guess is if we mess up, it'll knock it back down to 0, and we'll have to just wait 3 more cycles, but that's still pretty good. And I can keep making meals out of this. Cool. All right, let's get out of here. These numbers suck. I don't like this place. Let's get back to Holmes Rock. Now, if we could only then mulch them and turn them into gas, then we'd be sitting pretty. Favorite mushroom dish? Mushroom risotto. A good mushroom risotto is so tasty. Really, I'm a big fan of mushrooms in most pasta dishes, generally. I think they just add a nice earthiness to pasta that's just so nice. So tasty. An old relay sitting on Holmes Rock. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Oh, we can get a lot more. Oh, no. I'm going to have to keep ferrying, won't I? Oh, these are rare components. I thought these would be ship components. Okay, so it doesn't actually change that much for me. We have 16 rare components. If it was a case of giving over rare components, we have no problems there. Let's look at all the stuff they've got here going on. So they want raw scrap here. Trying to remember all the kind of the different things that these different crews are doing. I can buy fuel there, which I will have to shortly, but I'm going to go check out the old relay. Need a reminder on engine components? I mean, I'm on the active lookout. I don't think I need a reminder because I'm just always internally being like, I need engine components. All right, we're going to try to get this old relay here that nobody's touching. So we're just going to keep cutting at this thing until we get it done. Working systematically. Okay, within the relay, there are multiple arrays that Kimball could use. You need to find and cut out the best one. We got some recycling to do. Working systematically, you would isolate an array and work to get it free with care. Just keep pounding this out. It's going to take a while. We've got quite a few little dots to try to knock out here, but it's a dangerous thing, so I'll probably not push my luck there at the moment. My guess is maybe I can turn rare components into engine components back at the that one place that seems like it'll be good for ship stuff. I think I could probably get away with a 4 here. Hopefully I don't get a negative. Two energy. You managed to gather some caps, but not enough for a full set of supplies. Oh, okay. So the neutral outcome is I feed myself, but I can't create a supply. That's fine. That's cool. I can handle that. We could buy engine components at a station other than Hexport? Where? Full on Rutabaga, where? Because I would absolutely go there. Is it back on Flotsam? Can we buy them in Flotsam? Because I've got cryo. That is not a concern. Flotsam, all right. Then I should go back to Flotsam and fly over there. I have to go to the Spindle anyway to pick up Nemba, so it's not that far out of the way. Because I think both myself and Kimball both want engine components. I want engine components because apparently I can upgrade my ship if I do that. And Kimball wants them to fix the relay stuff. It's just a shame because we have plenty of rare components if you'd prefer. It's these engine components I don't have. An array has been extracted. Now you just need to get it back to Kimball in the hollow. Yes. All right, I got a wide beam array. Just what the doctor ordered. Gonna refuel fuel. Refill fuel. Sorry. Cool. And we outie. We have no other reason to be here other than maybe buy some supplies. Yeah. Oh, boy, these supplies are expensive, man. I can sell engine components here. They're not the best use of these valuable items. Nope. Don't want to do that. Even I think I said it before when we first saw that, but even the game's like, doesn't seem like a good idea, sir. You know what? I'm not even going to burn supplies because I can just eat off the food off my mushroom thing now. I can just eat off the mushrooms now. I ruined it. You accidentally ruined some of the mushrooms in the farm, and the process of putting everything back is tiring. Dang it. Oh, look at that. I can do a straight cut across and go straight to Flotsam. Because I got that has-nav. I don't know who this is. A familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind you. Oh, it's Femi? He was the older brother to the girl that we had on our team, right? Briefly. You turn to the passage to see Femi towering over you. He shakes his head. This just keeps getting better. Been a while, Femi? Yeah, I guess. He frowns and glances over his shoulder. Remember Nia? That sister of mine you thought you'd take on a contract? Well, she's taken some inspiration from your little trip. You can see anger burning in Femi's eyes, but there's a tiredness there too. He folds his arms across his broad chest.
The symbol crash has been repaired since we got out of Hexport. Caught up in that whole mess.
Femi sighs.
So then, stuck here, she gets bored and decides to sign up with another crew. Take a job. I said no when she went anyway.
Femi glares at you. What happened at Hexport?
No idea. There was some kind of alert. We were already on our way out. Didn't want to give it much thought, but then the whole place went up.
Femi looks away.
Been at the scatter yards ever since. Till we came here, that is. Symbol crash can't leave right now. Halfway through rewiring the damn thing. Something else Nia was supposed to do. I asked around. Turns out Nia signed on with some idiots heading out to Cutter's End.
Doesn't sound like she's alive for long if we're not careful here. Femi says this is the name with an emphasis you can't place.
They're as green as you, meaning they have no idea what they're doing going out to a place like that. So you,
Femi jabs your chest with a finger,
are gonna take me out there to go get her. I'll show you the way.
We can do that.
Taking some responsibility.
Femi smiles.
That's what I like to see. Look, I know how these things go. I got chits, I can pay.
Femi grimaces.
Can't pay for the parts Symbol Crash needs when no one sells them anyway. 250 cryo.
Femi folds his arms across his chest.
No bargaining.
250 is fine. I will do far less for 250. I'll do far more for 250 than this, I should say.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try to get the Symbol Crash ready to make the run herself.
He sighs.
But the shape she's in, it's not the best idea to head out there alone.
You suddenly see the desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nia.
I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon.
Femi grips your shoulder.
Don't test my patience.
7,777 steps. Oh, make a wish. And then blow on it.
Femi kicks off and glides back along the passage towards his ship.
And don't even think about skipping out of Flotsam without me.
He calls back to you.
Then we're really done.
Hey, I like new gigs. The symbol crash, Femi's patience. Only you can save him from himself. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that hurts. You're saying I could buy engine parts here, huh? Buy scrap components. Engine components, you're right. 50 apiece. Oof. All right. You reluctantly hand over the chits and they give you the components. It hurts to pay this much. But we got 8 now. We now have 8. Which means I increase the ship's range. The engine will need an overhaul to squeeze more power of the turbines. That means new components. Done and done. Bliss carefully slots the components into the prepared drive. The engine is improved as much as you're able to. And now I have a max of 15 gas. Oh, that wasn't worth it. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't think that was actually what I needed. There we go. We burned a lot of cryo on that to upgrade our gas tanks so we can fit more gas that I can't afford. Maybe not our greatest plan. But man's gonna pay us 250 cryo, so I will take that. Thank you. Maybe make a little extra cash on the way out here, because Lord knows we need it. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Stream's going well, Zoglop. Thank you for asking. Hope you're having yourself a wonderful day. Ooh, we got some raw scrap for our trouble. That's pretty nice. And I'll do it again. That's a pretty good deal. I like that. All right, buddy, old pal. You wanna go save your sister? We can go do it. Let's maybe buy just a little extra supplies before we go. Yeah, just in case. All right, we got ourselves a gig to do. We are going to go to Cutter's End. Danger. Uh-oh. Nia's signed up onto a job at Cutter's End, and Femi is worried about her. He wants you to go find her and get her out before the job goes bad. We have to bring him. I'm gonna bring Bliss. Junie's just kind of, she's tough. She's very specific about this stuff. The dice. Oh no! Here we go. Hey, you know, if we get damaged enough, there's a drive we can do by repairing ourselves, and that repair will actually give us more upgrade points. So you know, maybe it's worth taking some damage. Hurt me bad, please.
What the hell's happening out there?
Femi is up and out of his seat the moment Seraphin brings the rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. That ominous name is one whose origin has become increasingly obvious as you approach through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating. Now, as you look out on the splintered and terraced rock, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread.
Look, there.
Femi comes close to the cockpit glass and points to the terraced quarry cut into the rock.
The mine's awake.
You look out and see the flickering lights, the glowing dock markers. Femi shakes his head.
That's not right.
Neither's that. Seraphin nods towards the asteroid, and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. Guessing that's the crew you're looking for.
Visitors, huh?
The voice wavers weakly as it comes through the ship's comms.
Are you lot friendly?
Seraphin glances back at you, raising his eyebrows. It isn't long before you and Femi are suiting up, an agreement having been made between Seraphin and the pilot of the other ship, a man named Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of open space. Femi is silent, his anger evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. And then you are out. The vast shape of Cutter's End flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of the pilot's suit lights slowly coming closer ahead.
Oh, you two have something for sore eyes?
You see a crooked grin from Baird, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit. It looks so bad. It looks real bad there, man.
What brings you here to the arsehole of the starboard belt?
His sharp eyes can scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. Looking for someone. Baird's eyes flick to you, and you notice a familiar reaction across his face, an acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper.
You don't look like bounty hunters.
Baird glances between the two of you and then smiles his crooked smile.
Well, he kinda does.
He nods at Femi.
You brought a freelancer out here.
Femi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel.
Nia, where is she?
Baird pauses, considering his answer.
Whole crew's down the throat of that thing.
He jerks a thumb towards the asteroid.
You're welcome to wait.
The tone of his voice suggests the opposite.
But how do you know we look after our crew? So if you're here to settle a debt.
I'm here to take her home,
Femi cuts him off.
and I'm not waiting.
Thing is, big man,
Baird grins.
they're deep in the quarry on a tip-off. So unless you want to go chasing them around the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck.
How long have they been? Baird looks over the flickering quarry as if he forgot it was there. He looks back to you.
Few cycles?
He shrugs.
Enough!
Femi cuts in again.
Nia's been gone for a lot longer than that. You were lying to our faces.
Femi moves closer to Baird.
And we know that rock has claimed more crews than any other.
Baird's smile fades.
No need for accusations. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim?
Forget this.
Femi turns and heads back towards the ship. Baird smiles at you.
Big man seems tetchy.
He squints at the rig.
He's going to get you in trouble.
Baird retreats to his ship and you to yours.
We need to go in.
Femi is impatiently gathering tools and loading them to the airlock.
Right now.
What's Baird hiding?
Who cares? These idiots clearly think they're onto something, and they're desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress.
Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack.
There's a borehole on this side of the rock. Could get us in under the radar. We dive right down the main shaft.
Femi meets your eyes.
Leave the call to you.
Bliss arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering.
Let's keep cool heads.
They glance at you.
That rock looks dangerous enough even when you're thinking straight.
Femi ignores them. You get ready to depart, well aware that you're heading into a situation you don't quite understand. I feel like we're going to get ourselves into trouble here, friends. Oh, that's none of that's any good. That's no good for none of us. No, sir. Okay. That we can handle. We're just going to start cutting in. Yeah, let's do it. Push our luck. Get in there. Got one set. Oh boy, it's just 2 at a time. Ooh. Ooh. Finding weaknesses in the rocks and splitting them with a torch makes the descent faster. 5 ought to be good. Yep, we're good, we're good. We're still cooking. Clear debris for me, would you, Femi? Good, good, good! See if we can get a positive here, Bliss. That'll do. That'll do. The main shaft is clear to descend into the rumbling dark. You have felt the rumbling growing as you descended into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now, floating in a cavernous rock-walled passage, it is impossible to ignore.
There's something out there.
Bliss's voice crackles over the comms.
Something moving.
You squint down the tunnel beyond the limits of your suit's lights. You swear you see something flicker there, in the unseen passages beyond. There's a strangeness to the mind, to its flashing lights and empty conveyors, running on some residual power. From what Femi has told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze, a ripped-open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Now, it's a moving maze, its automated systems given a new, faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows. And one of those systems is rumbling through the dark ahead.
Let's keep it moving.
Femi passes you in the passage.
We don't need to wait.
Take it slow.
We're too far behind. We need to catch up.
Femi glides ahead, the beams of his suit lights painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale gray. Femi's lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly, you're blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls and dense clouds. Oh boy. Oh boy. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them a grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through debris. Look for an escape! Yes! You shield your eyes and scan the walls around you. There, revealed in the powerful lamps of the mining machine, you see a small, square passage cut into the rock. Signaling the others, you dodge inside, gliding into the safety of the dark passage. A moment later, the machine rumbles past the entrance, spitting a hail of debris into the tunnel. You don't stop. Carried forward by the tide of rock, you emerge into another cavern.
You... good?
Femi's voice is broken up by gasps for air. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head.
What was that thing?
Bliss's breathing matches Femi's.
It tried to eat us.
We need to keep going.
Femi is dusting off his suit.
That mining machine must be keeping Nia's crew down here. We have to get past it.
Keeping them down here, or your mind drifts to the worse option? Can any crew really hope to survive all of this?
When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine.
Oh, God! Welcome, Raiders! How you doing on this fine Sunday evening? Good evening, and welcome. My name is Shadow Temple. Welcome to Citizen Sleeper 2. We're having ourselves a wonderful wandering. We are currently deep inside of an asteroid that apparently is sending off a bunch of automated drilling machines, breakneck pace in various different spaces. It's been a little scary. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. We're trying to find Femi's sister here, who has decided to abandon her brother and throw herself into this rock to try to do some work, and is now very much in danger and trapped down here. So we come to save her on his orders, because he blames us for her adventurous spirit, because we brought her on a trip and he didn't like that. How's the stream, Hop? What were you up to? What's going on? What were you doing? Friends, of course, Hop here, a longtime mod of this channel. Be sure to check out their channel, see what they've been up to. Femi starts to move down the passage.
It's running on old programming. It's not hunting us. It's not smart.
Femi turns back to face you, his eyes ringed with fatigue and stress.
We can beat it.
You hope he is right. Okay, so we have to work our way through this tunnel complex and see if we can find a safe path down. See how it goes. Can't push anymore this round. I'll give it a run. A neutral outcome. That's all right. We can take a little bit of stress. It's a dangerous game, but throwing boulders into the maw of the machine will slow it and can cause it to retreat. Whoa. That's kind of funny. Some legendary Pokemon for Violet for Astral Empress community collaboration to make a living dex. Ooh, fun. Let's end the cycle. Let's finish up here for now. We need new dice. Is what's going on here. If you haven't seen this game before, friends, this is kind of a tabletop RPG made into a real boy. It is a space adventure where we have built up a little crew of people on this ship going off and solving different missions for different people around the belt, and doing our best out here as we can. It's been a real mess. Let's throw a 4 in there for Bliss here. There we go. Smaller connecting tunnels allow for shortcuts that the machine cannot follow you through. Good. Let's throw a 4 into this 5. Femi really misses his sister. Yep. He's getting real nervous out there. This ought to knock 2 points of stress, but if we get some stress, then... Nope. Ha-ha! Back down to 1 stress. Good stuff. Wonderful. Great. All right, we only need one more hit at this, and then we can get past the cutter's maze and see what else is down here. But as of present, we don't have enough time. So, I wonder if I can harvest mushrooms while on a gig. I can. Let's see if we can get ourselves a little bit extra food. There we go. Got a little extra energy, but that didn't help me anything because that's not useful here. That's okay though. We're gonna keep supplies rolling. All right, those are some good rolls. We can make this work. Bliss, why don't you finish this off for us, huh? You find yourself in a shaft descending to a new layer. Oh, great.
To me, Sleeper.
Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he has found. There's a large passage splitting off from this one, but it is not the passage itself that is of interest. It is the remains of a barricade, freshly welded, that draws your attention. Oh man, they're trying to fight off it. Oh God.
They came through here.
Femi's eyes flick over the ruins.
They tried to keep it out.
You look at the fresh cuts in the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpled metal bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. Reached down and put a hand on the remains of the torch. Nia was here. Then you feel it. You rumble through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and he sees it in your face. The machine is coming.
Go.
Femi meets your eye.
Get safe.
He looks over your shoulder and suddenly is bathed in the blinding light of the machine's lamps.
We stay together. You go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall and turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in the lamps. He waits, agonizingly long, until he knows the machine is coming for him, and then he kicks off hard and glides into the dark. The machine rumbles through a hail of rock and dust, and you follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You are slowed by debris, and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward, through the tunnels, through rock and metal. And then it is gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust, your vision gray. Your comms click and hiss. Chunks of rock thunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust.
We got it.
Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders.
Somehow, we got it.
It takes some time to understand what happened. As the dust clears, you find yourself at the lip of a shaft filled with debris. This huge pit, thick with shards of rock, must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into the shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Looking down into the pit, your lamps illuminate a few pieces of the machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi's calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. A barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure. The last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. One more trip. We're trying to get more. We're trying to go down there and see what's down in the pit. Oh, I don't know about that one there, friend. But all right, let's try to go save the people first, huh? That's what we're here for. They might be starving down there for all we know. We're like, oh, but what's inside this pit? Maybe there's some rocks. Come on, man. Get to work. Pit. All right, we got this. Breaking the barricade first, then working on the door seems to be the safer way to smash through. All right, I'm gonna burn my worst dice on the risky as opposed to the dangerous one over here, because I can turn these 2s into 3s. Good. I'm gonna push. Get this turned into a 5. That turns into a 6. Big push. What if there's a sick metal band? No. As the barricaded door is bent open, you are blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach. Pit! Bracing yourself for what's to come.
Femi?
The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms.
What are you doing here?
Nia drifts out of the lights in an old, dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there, in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. Nia pulls back.
I don't understand. You followed me out here?
She looks over at you, then back to Femi.
How did you find me?
You left without telling me. What did you expect?
Femi glares at her.
You weren't ready for this.
Nia retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach.
Femi,
Nia shakes her head.
after all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for.
Movement in the lights catches your eye, and you see motion through the dust. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Nia, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. You look over to Femi, but he's staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger.
You!
He points to the figure.
What kind of idiot are you dragging my sister out here to this place with that machine running riot?
He moves toward the figure.
Speak up. What were you thinking?
Nia blocks his path forwards, getting between Femi and the figure.
Femi, you meathead!
She glances at her brother.
This is my job. I brought them here.
Femi, for once, falls silent. Wait, this was her gig? It takes a while to make the return trip back up through Cutter's End, especially with Nia's injured crewmate. As you ascend, Nia tells you the story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. The mining machine you'd faced was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. He knew a way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapse boring machines was worth major cryo to any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contact who was ready to buy.
He was going well until Errata here
Nia nods at the crumpled-looking crewmate.
hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went in its automation core and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put it together as shock trap to fry the core.
Nia looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit, far ahead up the tunnel.
That's worthless now that my brother shredded that thing.
He was just worried.
Always is.
Nia sighs, and you get the feeling that she's trying to resist the habit of bad-mouthing Femi.
We're lucky you came.
As you move through the facility, you notice most of it is dark now, the power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon, this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend through the quarry and out into open space where Baird is waiting.
Friends of yours.
Baird shakes his head at Nia.
Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew.
She looks at Femi, who had broken off from the group and is heading for the rig.
My brother doesn't tend to give anyone a warning. I'll take him from here.
Baird puts an arm around Hirata to guide them back to the ship.
Look, mate.
Baird turns to you.
No hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out. Even if you did screw up the job while you're at it.
He grins a crooked grin.
Guess that makes us square.
Baird glides away towards his ship.
I should ride back with them, but I'll see you in Flotsam.
Nia gives you a warm smile.
Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say.
You watch her go, then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of Cutter's End fade. Excuse me, I'm going back to the pit! You can't stop me, I'm going pitting! Can I burn their dice on this? I can. Ooh. Yeah, Bliss, get to working on the supplies. There we go. Plus energy. I was hoping to get another supply. That's okay. Cool. Let's oh boy, those are some bad dice. Those are some bad, no good, very dirty, rotten dice. There we go. Come on, pit! No! Bad pit! That's okay, though, because we're not staying another night here, so I can bump up my stress all day. It's no big deal. Come on, pit. Come on, pit. Come on, pit. You are the chosen one, pit. Oh, yeah! You find yourself floating beside the twisted remains of the machine. What do we get? Did we get something? I assume we got something. We probably got more rare components. I'm swimming in rare components. I have 17 rare components. Someday these will be of value to me. Just not today, it seems. Let's get out of here. We've done it! When you arrive back in Flotsam, Femi rushes out of the ship. The moment the docking tunnel is connected, he is off, out of the airlock and down the passage. Well, go after him! Seraphin sighs, not looking up from his diagnostics. You find Femi in the passage between the docks, watching as Nia glides towards him. You catch a glimpse of Nia's face over his shoulder. She looks nervous, slowing her approach as she comes close to Femi, his considerable frame blocking the tunnel. Femi, Nia starts. Femi holds up a hand to quiet her. I'm sorry. His voice is flat, quieter than usual. I'm the one who's sorry.
Made the excuse to myself that I was trying to protect you.
Femi looks down.
But I was trying to control you. I've been suffocating you.
He meets Nia's eye.
I see that now. And it took something like this for me to see it is on me.
Femi's voice cracks and the tunnel suddenly feels small, intimate. He folds his arms, regaining his composure.
I understand if...
Shut up, you idiot!
Nia violently embraces her brother, banging him into the metal wall. She laughs, wiping her eyes. Femi sniffs.
I've had enough of your speeches.
Nia smiles.
Apology accepted.
It's not a speech.
Femi can't help but take his typical self-serious tone with Nia, but you see it make her smile.
I have something I need to say. You're a powerful person, and I've been trying to curb that because it scares me. And it scares me how little it scares you.
He laughs an uncharacteristically light laugh.
But I'll stop placing those limits on you. In fact, I want you to have the ship.
Femi seems pleased that this stuns Nia in his silence.
I can make my own way. Find work with crews.
He glances over his shoulder at you.
Perhaps Sleeper will take me on. I need some time away from leading, from captaincy. Well, you need anything but.
He puts a hand on her shoulder.
The symbol crash is yours.
Nia sighs.
Femi, you really need to listen more. I don't want your ship.
It's her turn to be pleased with his shock.
You're right, I am a powerful person, but Cutter's Edge showed me that I'm not ready to lead. I want to learn more, to work with the crew, but preferably not one I'm related to.
She punches him on the shoulder playfully.
I
don't know if I've got enough space for all these strays, man. I don't know if I can fit everybody on this here ship. Nia looks over Femi's shoulder at you.
I was actually thinking Sleeper's crew might be the right fit.
She flashes you a smile. Boy. You can only choose one. Well, Femi's a bit of a loose cannon. I don't know if I want Femi on the team. You suddenly feel the attention of the moment shifted to you and your apparent role in this family drama. Nia puts her hands on her hips.
Well, Sleeper, what do you think?
Nia nods. I'll take her with. We've had her before, you know.
I'm honored, really. I know I'll learn a lot from you.
Femi turns in the corner to face you, his face set in an intimidating glare.
You better take good care of her.
He smiles, but you can't help but take him seriously.
How about we find somewhere to celebrate?
Nia pushes Femi towards you down the corridor.
Come on.
3 kids and a cat. I know, we're really building up. Later on, you find yourself in the narrow escape in a quiet corner with Femi. You see his eyes are on Nia, who is at the bar trying to get the attention of the server.
What's the secret?
Femi turns to you.
How do you stop it weighing you down? Your crew, your connections, all those people that rely on you.
Femi frowns.
How do you bear the weight?
I don't carry it alone.
Femi nods. I have to get better at that. And asking for help.
He looks down at the table, smiling. He takes a long sip through the straw of his container, the last dregs of something amber and potent disappearing as he does. He looks up at you. He looks up at you.
She's gone, isn't she?
You look over at the bar and can't see Nia amongst the crowd. You turn to Femi, confused.
She was never good with goodbyes.
He smiles.
She'll be waiting at your ship. Don't worry.
He sets down his drink.
Time I left too.
He squeezes your shoulder.
I got things to work on. Look after yourself, Sleeper.
He pushes himself away from the corner and drifts out of the bar. You watch him go, one more body passing through the belt, trying to find a way to change the future. New ship crew! And 250 cryo, which is great. I'm trying to remember how much Italian dispatches, engine components in the scatter yards. Oh, okay. So it might be that we get more, we can get more engine components from the scatter yards instead of spending piles and oodles of cryo over here. Because that was way too expensive before. So that might be a good idea to wait till we get to the scatter yards. Thank you for the follow, by the way. And you're feeling sick. I'm glad you're feeling better, though, there, Zelda fan. Just gonna scrabble up ourselves a little bit of supplies. Good stuff there.
wanted my help?
Yeah, that's right. If I work with these guys, they'll give me some extra engine components. Yeah, maybe we should have told Femi about Lane, but no. On second thought, maybe not. Make a little extra cash. There we go. And I don't think there's anything else here for us at Flotsam. I think. Trying to decide where to go with this. Show me how you're not bald. What? I should buy more supplies, maybe. I've got gas. That's good, at least. I'm just trying to decide if I want to, Yeah, I'll just take off. Not a ton waiting for me here. Back to the far spindle. We need to pick up Nemba from here. Take Nemba to Aki. I need to literally provide fuel to get him there. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Hi, Cheez-It. How you doing? Anything you want to do here while I'm here? Okay, on supplies, but we need more fuel. Yeah, let me buy some fuel before I forget. Refuel. I guess nothing else here for us, huh? Oh, I'll process my raw scrap, though. That was a good deal before. They're part of a new game. I know. Aren't these various things pretty cool? Yeah, let's we have 6 piles of raw scrap. Let's turn that into some good process stuff, because that'll be good money. Wait, I got cryo for that? Oh yeah, they mentioned that anything in addition to creating it, they actually give us a little bit of cryo off the top, which is nice. Forgot about that. That's cool. I like that. It is also pretty cool that now, as a result of the mushrooms, I can just generate supplies. That is pretty nice. Let's see if we can do that here. Posture check. There we go. Oh. And hydration, of course. We got ourselves some more supplies there. It really, what I love about this is the game does a good job of making you feel like you can go from barely surviving to really finding yourself, but only because you've found your way with the help and assistance of all these fine folks that have joined you on this journey. I really do love that. All right, let's bring Nemba over to Greenbelt. Aki comes to greet Nemba at the entrance to Greenfields. You can tell she is in full administrator mode. Her bows are precise, her words carefully chosen, but her manner is not without its distinctive warmth. How can you do a bow in 0G? You have to be real careful, I feel like. Nemba's still working on dough, I like to think, during this. Nemba responds in kind, taking a diplomatic tone, but with a wry grin for her benefit. So these two are trying to work together. Nemba wants food for this far spindle because he needs he just wants to feed everyone. He wants to make sure everyone can eat, regardless of ability to pay. She is working on building a commune that is able to sustain itself as well. And between the two of them, they want to see what they can do. As Aki provides the tour, you watch them from one of the bridges, their conversation muffled by the greenery all around. They both look at home amongst the growing things, hands reaching out to touch stray leaves, faces dappled with sunlight. When Nemba returns afterwards, you aren't surprised to see him pleased. Plans are in motion, Sleeper. Nemba smiles for a moment, then catches himself. Optimistic plans. What did Aki offer?
She graciously offered a regular supply of stepped silk cloth for clothing and construction of shelters in the base of the underhang. We're also going to see about selling people here in the green belt to work with the farmers.
And besides,
It's always a little strange to talk about like this to the lives of people who have been exposed to so much suffering. But we do them no benefit to couch our words in platitudes.
Nemba looks out at the green fields.
Aki understands that. She's a refugee herself. She fled a moon many cycles ago.
Nemba squints.
We share that as well.
You never said.
That I was a refugee
Nemba sighs.
would have made you treat me differently.
He sniffs.
Sorry, I'm being unfair. I just find there's an expectation that if I'm a refugee, I must be desperate, must beg for aid, show my suffering.
Nemba folds his arms.
I prefer to make plain requests, or even better, strong demands.
You think of the back and forth journeys made for both Aki and Nemba, and the aid that was asked of you. Would you have done the same if the requests hadn't been so strong? The demands so obvious?
Speaking to Aki, I can see she has experienced the same treatment, though I think she is less hardened by it. We both have our own reasons to do what we do, for why we enjoy it in our own ways. We don't need to explain ourselves to others.
Nemba looks over his glasses at you.
I'm glad to have met her. Thank you for your part in it.
What now?
I'll stay a little longer. Aki has promised to send me back to the far spindle with the first shipment of fabric. I will then gather those who wish to come here and send them back to the same freighter.
He smiles warmly at the view of the green fields.
The exchange begins. The work never ends.
You say your goodbyes and leave Nemba on the bridge, enjoying the dappled light.
After all the shuttling of spores across the belt,
You finally have a clear view of Aki and Nemba, and their response to their own hardship. They are not saints, acting from a position of purity, but pragmatists, with an intent to change those things that once marked them. The future that they will build together is one you are eager to see. Yeah, that's true. Like that thought about standing strong with your requests. Knowing what you need of this world and not being afraid to ask for it. And nay, demand the world from the world for it.
but it is also, I think, a good note of measure to remember that, like, if you genuinely ask for something and you aren't trying to couch it, you aren't trying to, like, you know, be funny about it or anything like that. If you ask for help, people usually will. If they feel they can trust you in this world, they will come and help you. I think it's something that we all lose sight of from time to time, especially when it comes to loved ones, but they will step in and step up. It's like one of my favorite, the Unraveled series with Brian David Gilbert back when he was still working for Polygon. If you haven't watched his Sims episode, highly recommend it. I love that episode so much because it, as with most Unraveled videos, past maybe like the one or two at the beginning, he's always trying to do something a little extra with his videos, and that video especially is really a big sign of, like, make connections with people, be there for them because they will be there with you. And that's how we get through things together more than anything else. You don't have to take it alone. It's unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. Come on, mushrooms! All right, well, that's fine. Can I have mushrooms now? Though you may have to buy pizza. But hey, you gotta grease the wheels somewhere. I love that. I love that little concession in there too. Is like, all right, hold on. Sometimes you do need to buy pizza. But that's okay. That's just part of the gig. Sometimes you gotta make sure people are in to join you on that. It's cool. I'm gonna set a cycle. I want to see how much fuel we can scavenge when we have 3 members of our crew working on it. The answer is 2. They got us 2 units of fuel. Why am I being cheap here? This is the cheapest fuel in the whole area.
Greenbelt can't refine its own fuel, but they do have huge tanks of the stuff in reserve, so it's cheap enough. Yeah, this is the cheapest place, so I gotta take advantage where I can. And just like that, we're all fueled up again. Huzzah! It's a shame we can't fly directly over. Okay, looking at the list. I know this is covered, by the way, but bear with me. All we've got left in our active like request or quest system here. Help the Hellion dispatches, which we'll do when we get back to the Hollow, which we already got the array from Holmes Rock. We have engine components. We can gather engine components, I should say. And then we'll finish repairing the transmitter for them. We have we need to go to Scatter Yards anyway because there's a friend over there that we need to go see how she's doing. And then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to the end of the game, friends. I think we're really kind of working our way towards the big finish here. Let's get more supplies. Yes. All right, we're going to do a flight over there, and then I think we'll probably call it here, friends, for the night. I really am kind of thinking that, yeah, we could maybe finish this on Tuesday, maybe with a slightly longer stream, but I think we're pretty much there. We got like 3 more missions left to do. We've already kind of cleared a lot of everything else going on here, and we stumbled upon more missions than I was expecting, which was very cool. I wasn't certain that would happen, but I really liked that we got more stuff going on there. We got a whole crew. We got a cat. We got lots of stuff going on. It's pretty fun in here. Here, I'll go drop off that array that they need. Wait, and I have 2 engine components? When did that happen? Oh, you know what? I think I got engine components from the wreck. We could do this. We could do this. Wha-bam! I don't have to go to the Scatter Yards, none at all. Why did I do that, though? Now I have to read more. All right, let's do this, and then we'll finish. Sorry. I thought I'd be done, but I'm not. My bad. I just got so excited at noticing that I still had engine components that I forgot that I was trying to end the stream. Whoops. You wait in the makeshift Hellion Dispatches studios. Kimball tinkers with the array somewhere in the back, behind the far wall. It's a humble setup. A stool for Cyrene, a microphone, the transmitter and mixer terminal, and the hardline staking away towards the array. But there's something pleasing about it all the same. The crackling sound of fresh welds echoes through the bay from Kimball's concealed position. You hope the array you struggled to extract isn't getting fried as you wait.
You're here. Good.
Cyrene rushes in, holding a small dark rectangle in her hand.
You will not believe what we have on here.
She looks around the bay.
Where's Kimball?
Hopefully not frying another transmitter?
You mean...
Cyrene smiles.
We're going back on air.
Before you can answer, she leaps forward, grabbing you in a surprisingly firm hug. Cyrene lets you go.
Sorry.
She smiles.
Just excited to finally be back. Kimball!
She shouts towards the back of the bay.
How long for that new array?
Muffled shout comes from behind the rear wall. We're never going to hear Kimball's voice, are we?
Okay.
Cyrene takes a steadying breath.
You have a little time.
What have you got there?
This broadcast is from Erlin's Eye.
Cyrene's eyes flash.
We haven't heard anything out of them since the start of the war. Some people have even said they've fallen into the flux.
That was the location of the first game, by the way.
But something is happening there. Something is growing. This report says some protocol has taken over the station, become its protector. Conway drones can't get close. Senate stat is giving it a wide berth. They're right in the middle of the war. Conway on the starward side, Senate stat on the sunward, and they are resisting.
Cyrene smiles.
We have to tell everyone in the belt about this. We have to get the word out. If the eye can be held, well, maybe we can hold out too.
Cyrene looks at the drive in her hand.
Either way, people need to know.
There's a sudden clunk, a few percussive shouts from Kimball, and then a flickering of lights all across the bay as the transmitter and array begin powering up. Be pretty wild if we met the first game, Sleeper. Yeah. You and Cyrene watch as the Hellion Dispatch's studio comes to life, ready to broadcast once more.
Not bad.
Cyrene leans on your shoulder.
Not bad at all.
A shout comes from Kimball, and you know he's calling for Cyrene to get ready.
That's my signal.
She grins.
Almost forgot.
Cyrene produces a handful of chits.
Turns out we have some avid listeners in the Radius markets.
She deposits them into your hands.
All right.
Cyrene takes a breath.
I need to go live.
She flashes you a final smile.
Thank you. I'll make sure we make good use of that array. This will mean something.
Hey, Skyline, how you doing? Kimball bellows something from the back of the room, something you can only assume is a thank you. You leave the Belt's most unusual double act to their broadcast, and as you do, you hear Cyrene's voice echoing through the bay.
This is Cyrene Sabir back on the air to wish you all a free Hellion now and forever.
Woo! She gave us 150 cryo for that. It's pretty good because the machine components cost me 50, or the engine components cost me 50 a pop. So I appreciate that. And look at this, friends. Look at this. I kind of like the idea of every stat getting a 1-point boost, no matter what. That feels nice. That feels good. I like that.
For real?
Nothing's being left behind here, friends. Emily, it means I'm not specializing in everything, but it means that there's nothing that I'm bad at other than engage. But that's just not going to happen. Very much Skylene for the 20 months. Appreciate that. Get those simple thoughts and dances out in chat, please. Cool. All right, now I'm done for the night, friends. We should stop. Yep, time since last autosave, 4 seconds. Perfect. We will unfortunately, Skylene, you're jumping in right the last second, but I figured you're here to drop off your sub anyway, so thank you very much for that. We'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, friends, for some more of Metaphor Refantasio. Hope to see you all there. Then Tuesday, again, I think the finale of this, if we can help it. I'm gonna see if we can just really kind of push through. Then Wednesday, no stream. Thursday, I don't know. Because I'm caught in a weird spot. March 6th is when the new game from the It Takes Two folks, Split Fiction, comes out. And I want to hit that right on release along with Marissa. So that's just a week away. Which means we'll have probably a Sunday, a Tuesday? Or a Sunday, or this week Thursday, a Sunday of the following week, and the following Tuesday as well, to boot. That we might just have something else going on. Maybe I do some funny little extra streams of something. Maybe I roll with something else. I don't really know what I want to do with it yet, but we'll figure it out. But rest assured, there will be streams, as they always seem to be. And I hope you guys will tune in. It's been good. Maybe some one-offs. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah, some games that I don't think would carry multiple streams, but might be fun to kind of do little one-off things. So, yeah. Stick around, friends. We're going to go raid somebody here in just a moment. Yeah, thank you all so much for chilling with us. I do appreciate you.